Securing the border. We've been talking a lot about it recently, and mainly around the idea of building a wall. Now, if you're like me, among those who feel that there are better ways than building a wall, then what I'm about to say will be of as much interest to you as it was to me. It comes from an article I read from one of my favorite journalists, Sonia Nazario. Sonia Nazario has won a Pulitzer Prize for her work, which was a series of articles which then became a book called Enrica's Journey. She specializes in issues having to deal with migrants and immigrants in South and Central America. And she went to San Pedro Sula, which is sometimes called the murder capital of the world. And she went to one of the worst neighborhoods there, called Rivera Hernandez. And what she writes about is an anti-gang program that was started by the United States in 2014. And it's patterned after successful similar programs that had occurred in Los Angeles and in Boston. And what they discovered after 2 years, and what they do is they work with the youngsters, and they try to find them job, but there's education, there's counseling, there's working with the community, and the murder rate went down 62%. Now, it certainly is to be noted. It's dramatic and I think marvelous. And it really is, when you think about it, and if it were replicated and a lot of thought put into it, that it really could be an alternative. I think it is an alternative to the wall. And her point is that we need to solve the problem at the source. The countries of El Salvador and Guatemala and Honduras are among some of the most violent in the world. And the people, she said, they're running for their lives because there's so much violence. If they stay there, they're likely to be killed. And they're subject to gangs, to bandits, to corrupt police. There is also a lot of poverty, so there is no hope. So even though crossing the border has become more and more dangerous, for example, there's so much more kidnapping, particularly of youngsters, where they're held for ransom from their family. You know, that even facing those dangers to them are preferable than staying and facing no real future. So I think this kind of program, we need to know about them, particularly if we feel that there has to be better alternatives than building a wall. Something that, in a way, it's simple, anti-gang programs, and we now know how to make them work. So thank you for listening. I'm Danielle Levy.